Yes, yes. Very good evening to you all. This is CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay, Chairman, Banking, Financial Service and Insurance Committee of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Pleased to address you in this particular webinar, which is a webinar which is on labor laws audit, labor reforms to labor code. This time is a very grueling time for us, as many of our members are suffering from COVID. Many of the citizens of the country are suffering. But even then, since we have to maintain our positive, movement, positive vibes, positive mind, and in the case of knowledge also, we must require dissemination of knowledge. Country is, observing, various parts of the country is observing lockdown. Even in this lockdown period, I remember in the year 2020, we arranged a lot of webinars and webinars which were attended by our members, and we think that definitely these webinars and webinars will be helping you, all the members, in future. So in this webinar, we have our Dr. CMA P. Sivarama Prasad, the person who is always having his tremendous ideas how to upgrade the knowledge of the CMAs, how to see that CMAs are really getting some opportunity in the various sectors. And you see this labor laws audit, this particular program we have arranged. It's a very new idea, and here how the CMAs can also be associate themselves for this particular avenues. That's the effort, and with that effort only BFSI has today organized this webinar, and I welcome all the attendees amidst this very pandemic situation, those who are listening to this program. As you know, Honorable Prime Minister of India, who needs the highest applaud for eliminating number of acts and rules and introductions of various laws and rescinding 29 other labor laws for ease of doing business and considering health, safety and security of laborers and employees. The Code on Wages 2019, Code on Social Security 2020, the Industrial Relations Code 2020, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020. These have been brought, and you see the Code on Wages 2019. This is substitute earlier laws like Payment of Wages Act 1936, Minimum Wages Act 1948, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, Equal Remuneration Act 1976, and these are new definitions. These have also been included, and lot many provisions have been included for the benefits of the, for making use of doing business. Code on Social Security 2020, this law will be rescinded, and new Code on Social Security 2020 has been introduced. Employees Compensation Act, the Employees State Insurance Act 1948, Employees Compensation Act 1923, the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision of 1952, the Employment Exchange Compulsory Notification of Vacancies Act 1959, the Maternity Benefit Act 1961, the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, the Sign Workers Welfare Fund Act 1981, the Building and Other Construction Workers Welfare Cess Act 1996, the Unorganized Workers Social Security Act 2008, and these are all been taken care of in this particular, this change. Industrial Relations Code 2020, there in Trade Union Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Industrial Employment Act. This will be rescinded. And the last, which has been occupational, this code, this is very important. And you see in this particular code also, there you will find lot many acts have been rescinded, and this Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020 will rescind. Factory Risk Act, Plantation Labor Act, Mine Act, Working Journalists and Other Newspaper Employees Act, Working Journalist Act, Motor Transport Workers Act, BD and Cigar Workers Act, Contract Labor Act, Sales Promotion Employees Act, Interstate Migrant Workmen Act, Sign Workers and Cinema Theatre Workers Act, Dock Workers Act, Building and Other Construction Workers Act. So all these were the age-old, all acts were there, and ultimately these 4 acts have been, codes have been brought. Today we have our Dr. P.C. Verma Prasad, who will be in depth, he will be delving on these issues and how this ultimately our focus is that how our CMAs they can perform labor laws audit, how they can get an opportunity. And with this particular idea, we have launched this program today. Please listen, please enjoy the listening and put your questions here. We shall be definitely taking your questions and we shall be ultimately replying to your queries through our Dr. P.C. Verma Prasad. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of the Banking, Financial Service Insurance Committee of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. We wish everyone a very good health, take adequate precautions, may take all preventive measures, because this is a very, trying time we are passing on. Please keep safe. We don't want to hear any loss of life. We want only that the positive vibes will come, positive news will come. So with this, I pray to God, pray to Almighty for your good health and safe life. With this, I hand over the session to Dr. P.C. Verma Prasad to navigate the program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening to all participants. First of all, thanks to BFSI Committee Chairman and Mr. Roy for arranging this webinar, particularly on the labor loss audit. One proverb is there: drops become ocean. Particularly the professionals, if at all they learn all whatever the changes that are happening in the country, in one way or other, it enhances the profession. Particularly once whatever the changes are happening in the country, if at all they are updated from time to time, whenever the changes are happening, then definitely these changes that can be disseminated to the clients, and whatever the opportunities are there, that opportunities they can grab through the changes. So that's why drops will become ocean. So once whatever the changes that are happening in the country, definitely the professionals should update that knowledge. Then only the profession will expand and he can serve the more number of clients. One of that particular drop is the labor loss. The one of the drop, particularly drops become ocean. So the one of the drop is the labor loss. Particularly this labor loss, this is a new labor reforms. From time to time, the government of India, they are refining some acts because the most of the acts are earlier. Now it is not at all suitable for the present conditions of the business. Take for example, in the production department also, whatever the good olden days machinery is there, if at all you are still continuing that machinery, no use. Why? Because it increases the cost of production. If at all you use the latest technology, then automatically your cost of production will decrease. So that's why whatever the new reforms are, the old acts are there, in the present scenario, that old acts not at all fit or not at all suitable for the development of the economy, for the development of the business growth in the economy. One of that particular, this one is labor reforms. The role of the cost accountants in labor reforms. I told earlier, for each and every reforms, why? Whether it is useful for me, whether it is an opportunity for me, that the professionals ought to be rethink. If at all it is an opportunity, then you have to update the knowledge in that particular opportunity. Take for example, earlier, particularly in the past, every professional pay more attention on GST. Why? That is one reform. Whatever, one India, one tax. So that's why at that time, all are eager to learn something about GST. What is the modification? How it is suitable for me? How to serve the clients? If at all I learn that GST, what the opportunities are, how my professional business or profession will increase. Everybody 1 or 1.5 years, they attended a number of trainings, number of workshop, and they purchased that particular books and whatever the knowledge is there, they over a period of time enhanced. Then most of the CMS are now experts in GST. In the second reform, that is 11 acts are clubbed and one code is designed, that is called insolvency and bankruptcy code. At that time also CMS rise to that occasion. No, if at all I completed that IBC code, then it is a value addition for me, and it enhances my professional fees also, or it enhances my professional skills also. So IBC code also almost most of the professional CMS, those who are having 10 years of that particular experience and other things, they have completed, and now they are acting as an insolvency professional, either IRP, interim resolution professional, or resolution professional, or liquidator, or administrator for the SEBI. These are the various opportunities. Why? Because now the market is tough, supply is more, demand is less. In that situation, whatever the new opportunities are there, that is to be updated by the CMS. And they have not stopped at that point. Registered values examination introduced by the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. And everybody, boss, whether it is useful for us or not. If at all useful, then I have to complete. Then the 3 areas, land and building, plant and machinery, business valuation is there. And most of the people, they have completed. If at all they are having civil engineer background, they have you chosen that land and building. If at all they are having the mechanical engineer background, they have completed the plant and machinery, and pure CMS, they have completed the business valuation also. Why? To avail the professional opportunities. So whatever the reforms that are happening, once you listen, whether it is useful for me, whether it is an opportunity for me, if at all you are thinking like that, definitely your profession will enhance like it. So that is required. That is required for the CMS. Only simply completing the CMA examination is not the criteria. The developments that are happening in the country, every reform, one way or other, definitely it creates an opportunity, particularly the professionals. Particularly in the similar manner, 4 codes, labor codes. I told about that IBC, 11 acts, whatever the relevant sections are there, they club together and formed IBC 2016. Because ease of doing business is one of the important area for the growth of the industries or business in the economy. So that's why they have rationalized that particular act, and whatever the stale acts are there, they removed and they have formed one IBC code. In the similar manner, the labor laws also. In the similar manner, 4 labor codes also a professional opportunity. What I told is this is also one opportunity. The 4 codes, simple codes, 4. One is industrial relation code 2020. Second one is the code of social security 2020. And the third one is Occupational Safety, Healthy and Working Conditions Code 2020 and Wages Code 2019. These are the 4 codes. The government is also framing that the rules for these 4 codes in one go that is going to be implemented. When the tax structure is changed by the government, you have rise to that occasion. Why not this? When the government is introduced that a particular IBC code, you rise to that occasion. Why not this? When the government is introduced the registered values, you have rise to that occasion. Why not this? This is also one important reform that creates an opportunity to the profession. That create an opportunity to the profession. Lack of safety measures in business enterprise. If you see daily in the newspapers, that industry, some safety measures they have not followed. That's why this major accident, this number of people died. Once died, then the total production is disturbed. Sometimes on account of investigation, completely shut down that particular factory. Thereby, had these people are implemented that safety measures earlier, the shutdown is not arise. So that's why this is to be educated, particularly in MSME sector. Manufacturing industries are there. They are focusing on sales. They are focusing on the purchases, and they are focusing on administration. In the meantime, the safety measures may be diluted. Once diluted, if that major accident arises, then completely the factory to be shut down. Workers' agitation, government penalties, the claims for the affected people. All these things, sometimes the total capital will be eroded. So that's why the safety measures. So that's why the labor code is including various acts. Earlier, so many acts are there, but it is distributed, diversified. Some of the central acts are there, some of the state acts are there. Now it is rationalized and only 4 codes. That is Industrial Relations Code, Social Security Code, Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code, and Code of Wages 2019. Now coming to last year, Visakhapatnam, gas leak, negligence and a violation of that particular industry leads to deadly disaster. Deadly disaster. Because here the gas leak, particularly in a small industry, polymers, they are manufacturing some polymers. So that's why they are supplying to some corporates. On account of this gas leak, damage is happened like anything. The chemical disaster is unintentional release of one of the more hazardous substance which could harm human health and environment. Because had they taken that safety measures, this situation is not arise. Huge amount of compensation. The compensation is not quantifiable. Once the human life is lost, then definitely that is to be compensated. On May 17, 2020, there was a gas leak on LG Polymers Private Limited, Visakhapatnam plant, which nearly killed 12 people and injured more than 1,000 people. 1,000 people injured. Some of the people, they are running on account of that particular gas, they fall down, and in the streets also some dead bodies are there. This is on account of a lack of a follow-up that whatever the earlier acts are there, that acts, particularly the Factories Act, they have not followed. Had they followed, the situation is not arise. The gas leak, was due to negligence of LG Polymer plant, where the chemical substances styrene was evaporated. As the temperature increased, spread over the radius of 3 kilometers, affecting 5 villages. Nowadays, space is a constraint. Once the space is constrained, whenever the factories are there, surrounding so many villages are there. But once villages are there, utmost care, whatever the safety measures that are defined by the government of India, that is to be implemented in toto. Hundreds of people rushed to hospitals. Breathing difficulties are also there, and a sensation of burning eyes. On account of burning eyes, some of the people they are unable to walk, unable to run, and most of them are found lying unconsciously on the ground. If you see the particular video in the available in that particular Google also, some other people they are running, and on account of the sensation of the burning of eyes, they fall down. As a result of that gas exposure. Take for example, hydropower plants destroyed by the flash floods, Uttarakhand. Over 150 people feared dead due to the flash. But whenever the power projects are there, safety for the particular labor. So these are to be visualized. Accordingly, safety measures are to be taken. If at all safety measures are not taken, then who are supporting to that power project, particularly the labor, they will be affected first, not the promoters. And the accident caused damages to 4 hydropower projects in the area. This is a Business Standard. Earlier is a Hindu paper. So that's why here safety measures, whether it is an industry or the power project or in the road project or nowadays the real estate. The real estate constructions are happening like anything. But what safety measures they are taking? Even metros, L&T metro, even metros also during working time also construction is happening. If at all any cement block is fallen, then people are moving in that side. That is the same was happened in Hyderabad also earlier. Huge amount of damages they were paid to the deceased family members. Flash floods hits part of Uttarakhand, Chamoli district, damaging among the structures of NTPC hydropower project. It is not an exception. It is an industry or the power project, wherever it is there, the labor laws are to be implemented in total. The safety of the people, the safety of the labor on the river of the Huli Ganga. So here, if the safety measures are missed, then it is not only the problem to the promoters, but also the lives of the people. Satellite images reveal the extent of damage caused 480 megawatts Tapovan Vishnugad hydro plant and 13.2 megawatts under construction of Rishi Ganga hydel project. Had they taken some measures while constructing, at least save the people's life. So these are to be visualized. Whenever they are constructing, suppose the factory is constructing, they have to visualize, particularly boilers. If at all burst and some of the electric lines are they coming, that electric lines, diesel generator, if at all it is a blast, the lives of the people, and thereafter the promoters are to be compensated the deceased person, particularly the family members of the deceased. According to the inputs, workers have been reported missing. From the Tapovan Vishnugad hydropower plant site. If you take this, particularly Neyveli Lignite Corporation, units are there in India Limited. So, particularly this is workmen were killed, injured, release of ammonia gas. So the ammonia of the boiler exploded in a chemical plant. Nearly 10 injured, and 4 workers, including a woman, were killed. Particularly, an official rescued the injured worker. If you see the burning, the hands and all these burns are there. That NCL Limited units in India Limited, Neyveli in Kadalur district of Tamil Nadu. So these are happening, but whatever the acts are there, particularly the acts, whatever the technicalities are there, if all are in total implemented, this situation is not arise. This type of situations will not arise. Since May 2020, there have been 30 industrial accidents in India within 2 months. Because of where by the May, June, only 2 months, 30 industrial accidents last year, killing 75 workers, according to Industrial All, a global union of workers. So within 2 months, 75 workers died and killed, and 30 industrial accidents. From 2014 to 2017, 8,004 industrial accidents occurred in India. Workplaces killing 6,368 employees. Huge. Because they come for livelihood. They are working for the organization for livelihood, for their family members, to support the family members. If at all they have not taken any care, then it is a waste. So most of the accidents took place in Delhi, Maharashtra, and Rajasthan. So if this situation is there, then particularly the workers, they are unable to go to the court. They are unable to comply. Only the associations or the unions, they have to take care of that, whatever the compensation is there. But if at all the business enterprises are taken safety measures, situations will not arise. This situation will not arise. It is observed that particularly Labour Bureau of Government of India, they told 58.02% of the total workers are just in 5 states. The total workforce, particularly the workers in Maharashtra state, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and Gujarat. Likewise, 53% of total works are employed in 5 industry groups. They have categorized. So the most of the workers are concentrated in this particular industry groups: spinning, weaving, finishing textiles, or manufacturing of the tobacco products, or manufacturing of other food products, or manufacturing of a weaving apparel, except for apparel, and manufacturing of basic iron and steel. This is the Labour Bureau of India given this data. So 53% of the total workforce concentrated in this particular industries business, and 58% of the total workforce are located at Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and West Bengal and Gujarat. Implementation of labor laws is mandatory, no exception. That is compulsory. And a good business strategy also. If at all it is implemented, the continuity of the business will be there. If at all they have not implemented, if at all any major accidents are come, the unit will shut down. The same was happened in Yanam tiles industry. Once upon a time, it is a flourishing like anything. Profits are getting, but whatever the safety measures that is missing, that's why it is collapsed. Otherwise, if at all they have not followed the whatever the various statutory acts that are introduced in the country for the benefit of the organization, benefit of the workers, benefit of the society as a whole, is if at all it is not implemented, they have to pay the penalty. They have to pay the claims and are more than implementation cost. If you see the average, some of the promoters, for small amount, the mean mentality is there. On account of that mean mentality, if they waived that safety measures, they have not taken care of that safety measures, huge amount of penalties and claims later on. So that's why implementation is a good strategy. Implementation is a mandatory. Sometimes it leads to closure or shut down the business forever, because the huge claims are there. It is very difficult to continue that particular business instead of close. In the meantime, they will approach the various courts for their particular justice. To the justice, all these things will happen, and it is a costly affair. That's why the right strategy is implementation. Okay, initially it is as good as a capital expenditure, as good as a purchasing of a loan, as good as a purchasing of a plant and machinery, as good as a construction of this one. Whatever the safety measures are there, that safety measures are to be implemented. At all India level, the percentage of share of different components, the labor cost to total labor cost. Labor cost to total labor cost was 74.83 on wages, and wages or salaries, 3.87 bonus, 13.25 provident fund and the other funds like gratuity, etc., or pension contribution, and 8.05 towards the welfare expenses. Once they are capable of paying 74% wages, a small amount of 25 or 26% is not a big problem. Once they have shown that mean mentality for the 26%, then the unit, if at all any major accident happen, completely shut down, and whatever the investment is there, that will be eroded. Direct employed, particularly Labor Bureau of Government of India, directly employed male, female and child workers are in the range of ratio of 61.20 is the male workers are there, 15.66% is particularly the woman is there, female is there, and 0.01% of the total works respect a child. But unorganized sectors, this is with regard to organized sector. What about unorganized sector? That statistics is not there. If you see the unorganized sector, the woman as well as child percentage is more. Because if at all they recruited the child, then automatically it is a crime. It is a punishable. So that's why the figures are not updated. So here, whatever the small percentage is there, so that is they have included, but unorganized sector, the women, particularly the real estate, the women workers are also more. Mining, the women workers are also more. Quarries, the women workers are more. Children is also there in some parts of the country. This is a Labor Bureau of Government of India. Particularly nowadays, outsourcing. Because outsourcing is a good strategy, no doubt at all. But all labor laws are applicable to outsourcing people also. It is not for permanent people. Competition is thriving and the business world is continuously growing. Business world is growing, competition simultaneously growing, price war is also going, and then everybody is trying to reduce the cost. To come up with the top, on the top of the particular sector or industry, one needs hard work and strategy, particularly the promoters. That is required, no doubt at all. That is why more and more companies are going for outsourcing, because permanent costly, outsourcing cheap. If at all permanent employees are there, every year the increments, whatever the perquisites are there, that is there, like LFC, medical benefit, all these things are there. So, but bonus or this, but outsourcing means today he will be here, tomorrow he may be elsewhere. No increments, nothing. No gratuity, nothing. So, to minimize the labor cost, some of the companies they are using the strategy of outsourcing. No doubt, okay, that is a good strategy. But even outsourcing employees also, the company has to follow the labor laws. Outsourcing is a brilliant and exceptional way of a top talented at affordable rates. The affordable rates is one of the reasons. But the organization business entities are to provide whatever the statutory guidelines are there, that whatever the statutory benefits are there, that is to be extended to the outsourcing agencies also. India, China and other numerous countries around the globe offer excellent quality of work at affordable prices. Everybody is talking, no, China is the cheapest labor, that's why they are able to they supply the goods with the lower the selling price is very low because outsourcing. In future, definitely Eastern European countries will also fall into the queue. This will then improve the quality of work and provided. This is so outsourcing is the order of the day in most of the organization, even in financial institutions also. Security is outsourced. Particularly the maintenance, earlier permanent staff is there, now outsourced. Earlier even the executive cars, particularly the some grade onwards, the car drivers are permanent people. Now it is outsourced. Security is also outsourced. Next, earlier own vehicles are there. No, because everybody is maximize the profit, minimize the cost. That is the linear program, minimization of cost and maximization of revenue. Labor laws reforms. Whatever it is there, that is an introduction. Now we are entering into the labor laws, thereafter audit, thereafter the opportunities. Labor laws, everybody knows about the labor laws. GST, everybody knows. IBC, everybody knows. At the same time, the values also everybody. Whenever the reforms are happening, 100% definitely one way or other, directly or indirectly, it is an opportunity to the professions. The labor legislations are drafted with the purpose of stimulating the social economic factors of the country. Stimulation is required. If at all economic growth is there, then the welfare of the society will increase through their flexible and the firm provisions. If it all whatever the statutory acts are there, that is not suitable for the stimulation of the economy, there is no use. Which works through the harmonizing and the relationship between the employer and employee. the relationship between employer and employee is there. The success of the organization, first the strategy is the relationship to be maintained. The employee has to work for the employer, employer has to take care of the employee. If both are there, organization will survive in a long run. Everybody is talking about Google, employee friendly. Employee friendly. Everybody earlier, some of the people they used to talk. No boss, Google, employee friendly. The employees, they will take care of the employees. Employee friendly organization. And the labor codes reforms motto is one license, one registration, one return. So whether they have implemented all the codes or not, one return, that is to be certified and sent it to the government of India, emphasizing the compliance and the easy of doing. Some other organization, great place to work. Great place to work. Great place to work means Google. Not only Google, beyond Google, some more organizations are there. For easy understanding, I am talking about Google. Easy of doing business. In India, with the object of a harmonious working relationship, that is required. If there is no harmonious relationship, then the union will arise. Mediator will arise. Once the employer and the employee is a friendly nature, no question of the union. Take for example, Andhra Sugars in Tanuku in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. Lakamamba Textiles Industries. No union, nothing. The employer is taken care of the employees. The employees are struggling to improve the production or to improve the whatever the sales, all these things to the employer. That is a harmonious relationship is required. That's why the labor reforms, whatever the four codes are there, that is to build that particular employer and employee. Once the employee is dissatisfied, attrition rate will increase. They will come and they will go. Once they are left the organization, again I have to recruit a new person. Then learning curve. New person day one, he will not give the 100% productivity like a earlier person. He has to understand. He has to adjust in the environment. All these things are there. So that's why the labor codes, whatever the codes designed by the government of India, is a employee friendly and a harmonious relationship between employer and employee. One of the last bastions to follow the regulatory reform landscape in India is labor legislations. Good olden days date back in 1926. Some of the laws still continue. Not kept update, no updation. Even in particularly the Stamp Act earlier, the penalty is 5 rupees or 2 rupees. Some if 5 rupees, everybody will pay the penalty, and whatever the nonsense is there, they will do. 5 rupees, no problem. Even tea will not come for 5 rupees. That type of acts are there. That is to be rationalized. So that is happened. Not kept up with the realities faced by the Indian enterprises today. Now, the Parliament, 3 labor bills in September 2020 as a part of measure of a consolidated multitude labor laws. Once different the laws are there, Particularly, the employer will jump into one to another and he will approach the different courts and he will gain the time. In the meantime, who is the sufferer? The employee is a sufferer in the country. While the wage code was passed in 2019, it is a consolidation of different acts. But the three codes, September 2020, before that wage code is also passed. But the rules they are going to issue shortly. In India, labor subject is a concurrent list. Since the concurrent list, both the parliament and the state legislature can enact laws on it. From time to time, concurrent, continuous updation is required. As a part of central government, before new labor code were passed, there were more than 40 central laws and more than 100 state laws on labor and related matter. 140 total. Understanding this 140 is a Herculean task. Even a judicial authority, or if at all you want to provide any services, 140 is a difficult task. That's why they rationalized, simplified only 4. Only 4. The second National Commission on Labor 2002 recommended, no boss, this 140 is not required, only 5. One is industrial relations, 1 code. For wages, 1 code. For social security, 1 code. And safety, 1 code. And welfare and working condition, 1 code. But the safety, welfare and working conditions, they clubbed and 4 codes finalized by the Government of India on the recommendations of the National Commission on Labor that was established in 2002. Long back. This was recommended by the Commission because of the labor laws was archaic, complex, inconsistency, old labor laws, complex labor laws, and inconsistent definition. In one act, they defined the same, the one word, particularly the worker. If you refer the another act, it is a different. No synchronization, no correlation. They are talking in a different manner. This act is a different manner. How to give the synchronization is not there, correlation is not there. The Commission suggested simplification of labor code for the sake of transparency and uniformity. Uniformity is required, not for different industries. For the builders, one code. So chairmen are also told about so many acts are there. If at all remembering that acts is a difficult one. Now only 4. In 2019, the central government introduced 4 bills on labor code to consolidate 29 central laws. These are Code of Wages, Industrial Relation Code, Social Security Code, Occupational Safety, Healthy and Working Conditions Code. Only 4. As a CMS, as a students of CMS, it is very easy to learn. Whenever the new codes are coming, only the bare act is small. It is very easy. After that, updated on whenever there are changes are coming. It is easy. So the 4 codes, one is on wages, second one is on industrial relations, third one is on social security, fourth one is on occupational safety, healthy working condition. While the wages code are passed in 2019, the other 3 bills are referred to the Standing Committee on Labor. First, they passed that particular wages because that is final shape, there is no need. But other codes, First, they referred to the standing committee. That's why it was passed. Wages code was passed in 2019, 2020 September. Other 3 codes, as per the recommendations of the committee, the government replaced these bills with new ones in September 2020. The 3 codes, and these were passed in the same month. Fast, quick. The rules. Now the government of India going to release the rules for all the 4 labor code bills would be notified in one go according to Labor Ministry. They want to issue only one, they want to give the rules one go for all the codes. Simple, easy to understand. It is not they rationalize whatever unnecessary acts, that is a scrap. Mr. Choco Valiyappa, the managing director of Tamil Nadu based Sona Group, a business owner in the interest of sectors like ranging from textiles to technology. Valiyappa believes that the new labor codes, once implemented, will be a net positive. Once it is implemented, it is a positive to the company, positive to the workers, positive to the promoters, positive to the all stakeholders who are one way directly or indirectly related to that particular company, particular business entities. So this is rationalized, simplified for any new system. Some for people are there, against people are there. Some of the people change, they don't invite. Some of the people, they are inviting the change. In the present scenario, change is inevitable. There is no other alternative. No other alternative. Change is inevitable. If at all you are not changed, whatever the good olden days, whatever the systems are there, that systems are no use, not they not useful to running the business in an effective and efficient manner. What is why Prasad is telling all these things? What benefit I am having? Opportunities to CMS. The new code is new to all. It is a new to me. It is a new to promoter. It is a new to government. It is a new to all society, for all business enterprises. So here is the opportunity. Once it is a new, means if at all you are an expert, you will become the monopoly in that particular code. Some of the people, once the new changes are there in the first in the queue, guidance from professionals required by the business entities, enterprises. Once the new code is there, what is that? Boss, earlier I am implemented like this. No, boss, this is the standards. These are the guidelines. You change these guidelines. Somebody has to tell. In this particular country, that a big country after China, number of industries, MSME units, mid corporate, small corporates and large corporates are there. All, not only the other business enterprises also. All are to be implemented. Whether hospital, that is to be implemented, because there also workers are there. Whatever the various provisions of the 4 codes, that is to be implemented in total. Otherwise, it leads to penalties. Once a penalty imposed by the government under the new code, it is suffocation will happen to the particular promoter. Guidance from professionals is very much required. In the similar manner, professionals also to update this knowledge. Suppose take for example, you are a practicing cost accountant. under your particular 4 units are there, industries are there, or MSME industries are there, or business entities are there, or hospitals are there, whatever it is there. If at all they asked, sir, this 4 codes are there, what are the changes, sir? I have to implement. Otherwise, if labor department they visited and imposed a penalty, then it is a problem. You are in a position to tell to them. It is one type of consultancy service. It is one type of consultancy because it is a new area. It is not yet evolved. You are in the front line. If at all you are updated the knowledge in that particular 4 codes, you are in the queue first, man. If implemented business enterprises to be cross-checked by the professions. If at all they have implemented, whether I implemented all the areas or not, if at all they ask, somebody has to check, somebody has to audit to avoid the penalties and the claims later on. To avoid the penalties and claims later on. So once implemented, that is to be cross-checked. Auditing is nothing but a checking. So if you know the 4 codes, consultancy as well as particularly the auditing. In the due course, I will tell about the auditing, all these things. Opportunity CMs, like verification, authenticity of financials of the business enterprises. Labor code verification will shortly happen. Government objective is also, whatever the labor department, all insufficient manpower. Once this day by day, it is expanding like anything, that manufacturing units. Shortly, if at all the government introduce the audit for whether they implemented or not, even financial statements, somebody has to check and audit. Once it is audited, the government will take that statement as a final. For this, initiative is also to be interact with the government in this line. Our people also competent people to do the audit work, if at all that chances are given to our professions. As CMS are experts in cost audit. Here, business and labor code verification will shortly happen due to new concept, new code, lack of a manpower from the department of the government. Earlier, the government people, they used to come and they chose to verify. Nowadays, that is not the situation. Shortly, they may endorse, they may delegate, or they may give the opportunity to the professions. As CMS are experts in cost audit. One of the important elements of the cost of production is a labor cost. As per the new wages code, whether the provision should match with the labor cost or not, that is also to be verified. Whatever the wage code is there, whatever the provisions are there, whether he is paying that one or not. Otherwise, it leads to penalties. Dissemination of new labor code to the existing clients and provide support to services to the clients, etc. for effective implementation. Whenever the clients interact with you for various other areas, you have to highlight this one. Then it is a value addition to your profession. You will get a reasonable professional fees and the client will also benefited on account of non-compliance. Then penalties are more. Scope of labor loss audit. Now we are entering into the subject. Audit under the labor is a new concept. which necessitate direct consequence of non-compliance in a large scale. Whether he complied or not, how the one government department nearly 500 MSME units or 500 units are there in Hyderabad city. One small department, how they will complete that 500 units, whether they implemented or not. Once any safety measures are missed and the calamity happened, then only they will come and they will verify that one only. Even after 66 decades of attaining independence, India is still plagued with victimization. Non-compliance of labor legislation is still at large. The promoters may get a temporary benefit. Long run, it is a dangerous. For a small peanuts of that particular amount, if a violation happens, they have to pay crores of rupees. Human lives, particular valuable life, valuable. Analysis of the practices reveals that many employees resorted to shortcut methods to avoid the complaints of a labor legislation. Shortcut methods they are following. Once they followed, it is a danger for them. But as a consultant, you have to give the advice. Because some of the people may aware or may not aware about the latest course and the latest whatever the penalties, they may not aware. Penalties are huge. Whenever the code is framed, the current inflation rate and the current compensation they have included in the codes. Current compensation or current whatever the penalties are imposed, then paying that amount is a big challenge for the promoters. There is no system as on date in the place of reporting non-compliance of labor legislations by independent professional, but in the secretarial audit of a company secretary, it is small amount, is a small portion is there, but this 4 course requires special attention, dedicated audit is required. In secretarial compliance of that company secretaries, along with that various company law, whatever is it, a small portion is there, that is miniature, that is not at all sufficient, particularly in the new code environment. Workers in India report many cases relating to non-compliance of labor legislation by the employees. But all these are factorized in the new codes. All these factorized. Social justice is guaranteed by the preamble of our constitution. Social justice. Once the employer is using the services of the employee, if at all anything happens during the course of employment, that is to be compensated. That is to be compensated. That is factorized in the new codes. The directive principles of the state policy also provides that it shall endeavor the state to promote the welfare of the people by effectively securing and protecting the social order with the social, economic and political justice shall inform all the institutions of national life. The directive principles of the state policy also included state to promote the welfare of the people, secure job, protecting the social order is very much required. Construction activity in a big way happening in the country. Infrastructure in a big way is happening. Real estate sector in big way it is happening. Outsourcing jobs in big way it is happening in the country. And for all people, the courts give some comfort to all the people who are whether it is an outsourcing or whether it is infrastructure or real estate, whatever it is there. But this is the right time to the professionals to disseminate this information to the promoters of various business enterprises. Audit and labor laws is an effective tool for compliance management and labor legislations. Whether he complied or not, once one auditor is audited with the help of value statements, and the government will take it for granted, okay, some audit. It helps to detect non-compliance of various labor laws applicable to the organization to take corrective measures. That is the main objective of the labor audit, labor laws audit, labor code audit. Objectives of a labor audit is to protect the interest of all the stakeholders, whether employees or promoters or government or society at a large. This leads to better governance. Once the labor law audit is introduced, it is a better governance and value creation for the organization. Avoid unwarranted legal actions. Once some of the statutory obligations are not fulfilled by the business enterprise, then they have to, the employees will move to the court. Then penalties, inconvenience. The promoter will not focus on the production. Always he is thinking about the legal issues, and attention on the business will miss. Labor audit is a post of a fact finding. What is the government guidelines, whether implemented or not? If implemented, no problem. Otherwise, it will be reflected in the audit report. It will mention in the audit report. It is not a one-time job. It is a continuous job. It is not, labor audit is not a one-time job. It is a continuous job. Labor audit will ensure win-win situation in the interested persons, particularly business entities. So many stakeholders are there. All are interested one way or other, directly or indirectly. They are interested in the particular company. For them, the labor audit is a win-win situation. Initially, employees may frown. They may not like it. No, I don't want to implement was that is costly because profits will reduce, all these things. At the idea of such audit, but the passage of time, the compulsion of labor audit will infuse self-regulation among certain employees. In the developed countries, this is there, this audit is also there. That's why they are flourished like it. Transparency, governance, compliance, all these things are there. That is missing. Once these rules are defined, the next step, the government may introduce this one also. The labor laws audit should cover all labor restrictions applicable to industry or factory or other commercial establishments. It covers the legislations. If a particular piece of labor legislation is not applicable to a specific employer, the same should be distinctly disclosed in the report. Whatever the audit report is there, no, this is not applicable by an independent professional, that is CMS. Once it is accepted, once it is developed, particularly once these rules are introduced, once they are introduced that labor audit, then we have to rise to the occasion. The mode of disclosure has to be disclosed, consultation with the Ministry of Labor. Benefits of labor laws audit. For employer, how it is beneficial. For employee, how it is beneficial. For government, how it is beneficial. Benefits to the labor. Introduction of labor audit boosts the morale of the workers. They will show interest, morale, and it will motivate, and the productivity will increase. It will increase the social security. Once it is a secured job, they will stick on to that particular company. Once it is not security, they don't stick on. It will inculcate workers a sense of belongingness towards their employer. Once it is implemented, attrition rate will decrease, less training cost. Once the employee is moving to one organization to another organization, attrition is dangerous. Once he resigned, then the vacuum to be filled up. The training cost, a new person, he will take 15 days or 30 days. In the meantime, the productivity curve will decrease. It will securely timely payment. Once it is implemented, timely payment, wages or gratuity or bonus or overtime or compensation to the workers. Timely payment entitles reduce the absenteeism. Once it is paid timely, the absenteeism, particularly the workers' absenteeism will. Otherwise, if at all timely is not paid, they will not be motivated in the organization. Benefits to the employer. How this labor loss audit is a benefit to the employers? Increased productivity. In view of the lower absenteeism and in the enterprise and higher productivity, and it leads to the profit. Some of the people, the mean mentality, that's why I talked about the mean mentality. Some of the promoters, no boss, it is a costly. No, once whatever the guidelines are there, if implemented, then the social security will increase to the human beings. That's why earlier I have shown that particular accidents and all these things, pictures. Why I have shown? This is the reason. Status in the society, particularly the employer, will increase. No, that is a great place to work. That is a great place to work. So many employees will tempt to join. Why the people are tempt to join in Microsoft or Google? Because that is a great place to work, or employee friendly organization. In view of the recognition that may be bestowed by them of the government. Strict compliance of labor legislation ensured by each employer, which in turn reduce even eliminate the penalties, damages and fines. Always, if at all he is not implemented, every 1 hour he is thinking about that only. If at all anything happen, then suddenly the production will stop like that. What is the problem? Once you implement, if at all any riding is happening, particularly from the labor ministry, then if at all shortfalls are there, then a huge amount of penalties to be paid. If that mind is wavering like that, how he will focus on production, how he will focus on sales? Reduce and eliminate the penalties and damages imposed by the government. Cooperation and understanding with the workers will improve the labor relations. So once whatever the benefits that are approved, that are as per statutory guidelines, government guidelines, if at all implemented, then the bond between the employer and the employee will increase. The congenial atmosphere, no problem. If at all not implemented, they are going on strike, or their absenteeism will increase, or they are reluctant to work, all these things leads to productivity damage, is indispensable for the good corporate governance. Good corporate governance, this is must. But what benefits the government is getting on account of a labor loss audit? Reduction in number of field staff. Some of the labor department, if you see, hardly on fingers you can count how many people are there. If at all he visited one unit, one day it will not complete, 2-3 days. But here so many clusters are there. All are subjected to various statutory audit, the various inspection by the particular government, particular labor ministry government. Low manpower. That's why shortly they are going to give it the professionals this aspect also. Reduction in the number of field staff for inspection in industry, factories and commercial establishment, as most of the work will be done by the independent professional like a CMA as a audit consultant. Compulsory labor audit will ensure compliance of past defaults. Whatever the first defaults are there, it will be rectified. Then he is in safe position, safe mode. The promoter is in safe mode. Whatever the regulations, whatever the statutory guidelines are there, all are pakka. Then if at all anything happened, he is not held responsible. This is a mistake on the part of maybe the employee. In the case of the government, 6 introduced filing fees, particularly for audit filing and compliance report of the labor legislation, complied or not, that is to be audited by the auditor, and they have to submit the report to the compliance report. Revenue of the government will increase, will rise phenomenally. Why? Because if you see how many industries are there, how many business enterprises are there, how many real estates are there, how many hospitals are there, if you count all these things, even small amount of filing fees also increases the government revenue exchequer. India's image before International Labour Organization, ILO, will improve as a country. Negligible non-compliance of the labor laws. Definitely International Labour Organization, because the rating of the country will also increase. Once they followed that particular statutory acts, that to rationalized acts, then the rating of the country will increase. Now coming to some value statements. I have given areas of audit. Some value statements, a brief value statements, particularly the Payment of Wages Act 1936. Annual certificate that wages are paid in accordance with the act or not, that is to be verified by the auditor. Number of employees with the establishment who governed by the act, that is to be verified. No deduction from wages has been made other than those authorized under the act, that is to be verified. The wage period, etc. I have given only a sample value statement. For these 4 codes, if you develop the value statement, the audit is very easy. It is as good as a checklist. This checklist is useful to the auditor to complete the task within a short span of time with a more efficient way. If at all you are verifying the Bonus Act 1965, determination of the available applicable SURP, how much surplus is there, and the correctness of computation is correct or not, whether they are paid timely the bonus or not, whether the eligible persons are paid the bonus or some persons are leave it like that, whether the company is paid minimum bonus or maximum bonus, etc. All these things are to be audited by the auditor whenever he is auditing that particular Bonus Act regulations. With regard to Provident Fund or miscellaneous provisions, 1952, timely deposit, employer and employer dues. With the Provident Provision Act 1952, commission or trust. Some of the organization, they will create the trust. Some of the organization, they will directly pay to the commission. Reporting cases proceeding under the Act have been initiated against the directors for recovery of the dues. For recovery of the dues. So here, whatever the codes are there, develop the checklist. The checklist and verify. If non-compliance, mentioned in the report. Provident Fund, if the employee has created his own trust, whether the terms of the trust are more beneficial than the provided under Employees Provident Fund organization or not. Whether the conditions imposed by the Provident Fund Commissioner for the creation of trust is satisfied or not, that is to be verified by you. And with regard to Gratuity Act, that is 1972, whether the liability of the gratuity as provided in the accounts or not, whether the company is formed as a trust, any trust that would take care of the liability arising of the gratuity, and a number of claims during the year, and the payment of the gratuity, and the time taken for settlement, like that value statements are to be developed for gratuity. Whether the gratuity is paid in accordance with the provisions of the Act or not, that is to be verified. Whether the dispute exists against the company against the payment of gratuity, if so, what are the details? This type of a value statements are to be developed for that particular courts. Once developed, audit is a cakewalk. Audit is a cakewalk. Industrial Dispute Act 1947, certification that industrial dispute arose during the year or not, and manner of settlement of the same. Whether the dispute resulted in any closure of factory or strike or lockout or the period therefore. Was there any reference of dispute or arbitration under section 10A of the Act and results of such reference? Like that for disputes, industrial disputes also, the value statements are to be verified by the auditor. Whether the industry is adopted any unfair labor practice or not, name of the protected workmen, whether it is not an industry declared by the Public Utility Service or not, that is also to be verified and cross-checked by the auditor. Trade Unions Act 1926. Number of registered trade unions in that particular firm, operation in the factory and its affiliation to any All India organization or trade union, etc. that is there or not, and Minimum Wages Act. Whether the company is paying minimum wages in accordance with the provisions of the Act or not, that is to be certified by the auditor. Next, Employees Compensation Act. How many fatal accidents are reported during that particular year? How much time taken by the company to pay the compensation to the employee, that is a suffered employee? Disputes on settlement of compensation to be reported, and any case of occupational disease reported in the factory and establishment. Because I have given only, because here this is only webinar, that's why I have given only an example with regard to each and every act, the value statement. Value statement is nothing but the checklist. If a checklist is ready, then it is very easy for you to complete the audit work. Employees compensation, particularly insurance coverage is there for all employees for meeting the liability or not. Pending dispute of the Act and its nature, along with a note on liability accepted by the employer, etc. or not. So this is with regard to the value statement of employee compensation. With regard to Factories Act 1948, whether the factory is registered or not. If so, registration number of the factory. What is the item of manufacturing by the company or the factory? Whether a hazardous industry or not? If steps suggested by the appropriate government, what are the various measures to be taken for safety and compiled within toto? Whether chapter 5 of the safety has been compiled with or not, that is to be verified by the auditor. Whether the chapter 5 of the on the welfare has been taken care of by the company or not, whether the working hours are according to the provisions of the act or not, the maintenance of proper records of attendance leaves are maintained by the company or not, the provisions relating to the employment of women, young person, etc. are duly complied or not. So that is the value statement that are I have given only a sample value statement for the Factories Act. Contract of labor, legislation and abolition of Act 1970, whether the factory or establishment covered under the provisions of contract labor regulation or abolition of 1970 or not, whether the factory or establishment duly submitted all returns to the commissioner or regional commissioner as per the provisions of the act in time or not, that is also to be verified by the auditor. Whether the establishment is duly applied for and obtained by the certificate of registration before the employment of any contract of the labor, whether all contractors engaged by the establishment to supply the workmen to do the possess a valid license, particularly outsourcing. Some of the contractors, they are supplying the manpower, whether they are having the duly licensed to supply the manpower or not, that is also to be verified by the auditor with regard to contract labor regulations and abolition of Act 1970. This is in brief, because I have given, because this is a big act, that is the 4 acts, codes. The 4 codes, whenever you are reading, what is the checklist? Prepare the checklist, and accordingly, that is useful to purpose. One is to provide consultancy services to the small, mid, and large corporates, including MSMEs. And the second one is after implementation to be verified or audited whether it is correct or not, because they have to submit that return to the government once that is to be audited, and once you are verified that one, then the company will submit the return to the government. So this is the brief with regard to the value statement of the revise and the labor audit, particularly for that 4 codes. Prepare the checklist. It is useful to provide that consultancy services. These are the areas. If at all these are the areas are fulfilled, then it is not a problem to the promoter. Otherwise, it leads to the problem. Particularly, why it is for Oh, sorry for the inconvenience, because here power cut is there. Okay. Now, secretary audit, very less scope is there. Only they are covering a limited one. But after introduction of this 4 codes, the specialized audit is going to be introduced by the government. That is inevitable. Why? Because this is a new one. Somebody, it is not like a audit, but it is like a compliance confirmation. That so far no instructions are received. But this is we are forecasting that one. And in the meantime, consultancy services are very much required for each and every organization, because here some of the compliance the company has to be submitted. For that also the CMS are to be provided some consultancy services. Like take for example, in banks also concurrent audit is there, still statute audit is there. Statute audit, concurrent audit is there, still RFI audit is there. Even concurrent audit, stock audit, that is a specialized one. Credit audit, another specialized. Forensic audit, another specialized. Like that, so many audits are there. But in the coming days, definitely the labor laws audit is inevitable in the Indian business environment. Because here the business has to grow, the compliance requirements are to be satisfied. Otherwise, the employer and the employee, the relationship will be broken. Next, huge manpower employment is there in the following sectors. Everybody knows about this one. Construction, real estate, huge manpower. But in the coming days, the government definitely they will. Then this particular or the courts are rules are defined. Definitely, this is a big opportunity. Banking sector, outsourcing people are there. Not only in-house, outsourcing people also. Whatever the statutory acts are there, all are to be implemented. And the insurance sector, that is also big. The people outsourcing people are there. IT sector is there. Retail sector is there, and education, health sector, mining sector, all are there. So in this scenario, definitely in the coming days, there is a lot of a demand for this course. Those who are experts, those who are having knowledge in this line of activity, definitely they will become the winners. They will definitely they will get some recognition, particularly in the industry level or business entities level. Labor audit is a focused audit. And every government reform is an opportunity to the profession. Whatever the reforms are there, like GST, IBC, registered values, etc. At the time of IBC, everybody knows about only IBC means IP. Later on, forensic audit, transactional audit, originated. Initially, that is not there. At the time of framing the code, that is forensic audit or a transactional audit is not there. At the time of framing the code, registered value concept is not there. And over a period of time, now these codes are recent versions, latest babies 4. Definitely a good number of opportunities are available to the CMS, and in the coming days it is also gives some value addition to your profession. For labor codes are no exception, like a GST, IBC, register value. It is also definitely it gives some comfort to the professions. Hence, opportunities are not visible. It is invisible. Definitely, my suggestion is start with updation, and whatever the units are there, if at all you know the some industries, provide the consultancy, and whatever the certifications are there, that is this employer has to give the certification. For that also you have to provide the assistance in due course. If at all the government, the manpower of the particular departments are less, then if they developed, because it is not yet evolved within on account of COVID-19 only, these rules are not given. Within 1 month or 2 months after this problem is over, the government will issue the instructions. Once issued the instructions, rules, then we came to know that who are eligible, who are not eligible, all these things. This is in brief about the labor laws reforms. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Sir.
It's a wonderful presentation. It's a wonderful presentation indeed in this very, apt time, because government has deferred the implementations of labor codes beyond April 1, 2021. Like delay on the part of the states to finalize rules.
Yes, sir.
This move is expected to give more time and bandwidth to companies to retweak their salary structures and other human resource policies, as certain provisions of the code would have led to increase in the employee cost of the company. In fact, the implementation of labor codes has been deferred, as you have told, because the implementation of labor codes looks unlikely from 2021. It was not there because government wants at least some industrial states to notify rules across 4 labor codes,
yes,
along with the to avoid any legal void.
Yes.
And Labor Ministry is ready with the rules on 4 codes, and will notify them once some states are ready with the rules in their domain.
Correct.
So far, my knowledge goes only Jammu and Kashmir has notified rules for the codes, while states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Uttarakhand, and Madhya Pradesh, they have put up draft rules for 2 codes,
sir,
while Karnataka has put it up for 1 code.
Sir.
The delay in implementation of labor code is a breather, in fact, for India. As resurgence of COVID-19 cases in major industrial states have raised apprehension that economic recovery seen so far could be stalled, or even reversed if the cases continue to go up. And many of the federation people, those who are associated with the various federations, and they are also very much they have expressed their various opinions. Companies have started preparing for changes based on the provisions of the code and the draft rules, including the budgeting of wages and gratuity. This has been told, and experts also feel that that our government, the preparatory work for implementations of our labor codes, definitely it has been already there. But thing is that the state has to also come out with this particular codes, which are all positive positive vibes. But fact remains that it is advised, it should be that every professional like us to get prepared, so that after introductions of labor code, no further restructuring is required, and we can also play effective role for the benefit of the corporate industry house, and also this audit, what you have talked about, that the checklist, everything we should be having the knowledge on that. So thank you for your very beautiful presentation. Lot many questions have come. Could you listen to me, Dr. Prasad? Dr. Prasad, I would request all the attendees to wait for the question answer session. Maybe his connectivity has been restored. Just wait, and we will be definitely resuming the session.
Hello. So sir will be joining very shortly. Sir is joining, sir.
Yes. Start.
Sir.
So let's start with the question answer session. Because many questions have been raised by our learned attendees, and the first question which has come from
Sir, I am having that question, sir.
you just go on with that.
One. I will please request Dr. Prasad to draft a letter to sending the Minister of Labour.
That will be there. That is our matter. That is our matter. This is not a question. This is not a question. This is a suggestion. But there are questions. CMA Nayan Kumar, sir, how we get labor audit? That questions have come. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sir. Next.
Sir, let me read out the questions. That will be better because lot many questions.
Okay.
Okay. Lot many questions may not be read here.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
So one questions have come from CMA Nayan Kumar.
Ah.
You have already answered. You have already replied during your discussion. Sir, how you get labor audit? That you have already discussed. That
yes, discussed.
Everybody has to approach the industry in the corporate personality, those who are dealing with the labor issues.
Yes.
Ultimately, this can be procured from that. So it's a matter of the individual perception how they will get the audit. Mr. M. Ranganathan is a very senior member. He has asked one issue. Risk management program is the need of the hour. It is visualizing risks and put in place set of preventive measures at all levels from strategic planning to operational side of the business. Is labor laws audit is a sequel to risk management environment?
Yes, it is a risk management environment only, sir. Because if it are not implemented, risk will increase. Thereby, the consequence of the risk has to be borne by that particular company.
Absolutely. So it's a matter of operational risk, people risk. There's a people risk. People risk is the operational risk. Absolutely, very nice questions he has raised, and no doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. N.B. Baidyanath, it is true. I have seen it. He has made a comment. I have seen where the companies not followed the trade laws were shut down due to huge penalty and interest payable to the authorities.
Correct.
Mr. M. Ranganathan has again raised the issue. Sir, does new labor code include only workmen or include employee as well? What is the definition of workmen or employee under this code? What is the definition of
definition that the code has to be referred, sir.
Code has to be referred, and their employee and the workman has been defined. So naturally it will be coming out, and there are a lot of already codes are available.
Codes are ready, sir. Codes are there because once it is approved by the both houses of parliament and consent given by the Honorable President of India in the September 2020, codes are ready.
Yeah, already. Yeah, I have already mentioned you now. Already codes are ready. Only for COVID-19 situation.
To implement operational rules are to be issued by the Government of India. Yeah. That is also draft rules are displayed in the website.
Yeah. And we will be not taking any question from anonymous because anonymous questions are not to that extent. I will request all attendees to put their at least membership number in anonymous also, so that we can get the membership and accordingly we can announce before that.
Yes,
so
sir.
Now question is that one, Mr. P. Ravi, how effective the labor laws in banking and insurance sector in our country, sir?
Why? Because sir, here outsourcing people are there, particularly the sweepers, the security guards, all these people are there. That people, outsourcing people, whatever the various statutory acts are there, that is to be implemented, even financial institution also.
Right. And he has also asked, labor laws audit in our country is most important for industry, shops and establishments. But the cases for settlements will take 1 or 2 decades. Why? I think that situation will change because already under the ease of doing business policy, government will take care of that thing also. Mr. Ranganathan has asked another question. Auditor is the key person to bring in changes desired. Is there accountability of auditor vis-a-vis the business owner?
No,
Fine.
this is still in fluid stage, not at crystallized.
Yeah, that's the questions which are coming that are only on the, because it has been already, this has been unfolded. It has been unfolded amongst the attendees.
Correct,
Now,
sir.
a lot of programs will have to organize. This is
Yes.
the beginning of itself. This is the first
Yes.
time our institute is organizing this program.
Yes,
Lots
sir.
many programs we have to organize, and
Yes, sir.
I will request all the participants to go through the provisions because already is available. And one question has come from Mr. Vinayakant Parikh. Is it compulsory? Is it compulsory to labor law audit every year or optional for entrepreneurs? It's a question. I think
That rules based on the rules only.
has not yet been formed. Perhaps it should be
Yes.
understood when it will come to the, our. In fact, when it will be announced, when it will be released, then only it will be done. But already, since it has been already put in place, that's why this program we have organized at least
Correct,
for an
sir.
advanced knowledge of the CMAs.
Yes, sir.
Lot of students are attending this program. Our
Yes.
qualified CMAs are attending this program. So they will also understand that this level codes, 4 codes are coming, replacing 20, they are rescinding 29 labor laws in India, which were in the very earlier days, even 1920, 1928.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah. So it was a requirement, and lot many articles were published in various journals that how long we will be going with this old labor laws, old acts. So naturally, I must congratulate that the department has come out with this sort of, it's a big exercise. It has been done, and Government of India really deserves praise for this. And we understand that as a responsible wing of the institute, of the ministry, MCA, we found it necessary that some message should be percolated before the members and students, what changes are going to occur, because the only word change is the constant. That means always change is there. Change will be there. So naturally, you cannot say that we will not. Whatever you have listened, Industrial Dispute Act, whatever you have Workmen Compensation Act, whatever acts we have listened, now we have to again learn. We have to unlearn those acts. We have to learn new things. And for this purpose, I think today's program will be definitely a memorable one for us, because many programs will be doing on this issue, and it is the BFSI committee could visualize that at least one program should be organized for our members. At least they will be aware of the whole thing. This program will be also telecasted in our YouTube channel. So YouTube channel, other members will also listen at what is going to happen and how, because the disaster what has happened in the previous past because of non-compliance of these issues. Now government is very much looking for, and they are very much assertive on this issue, that yes, there should not be any damage to the corporate sector for non-compliance of these issues. That's why it's a great, and it has been welcomed by the corporate also. Let us see how this can take place. So with this end, I will request Dr. Prasad to just give a conclusive remarks about the whole gamut what you have discussed. Just a conclusive remark from your end.
Actually, why I initiated this webinar is, sir, once the reforms are going to be implemented shortly, if at all we updated our knowledge in that particular reforms, definitely it is an opportunity. So I told about that earlier also, some of the people, those who completed the IBC code early, now they are earning a lot. They are earning a lot. Not leave it of the earning, they become the good professions. Even GST also. Some of the people, they are updating the knowledge on day-to-day basis, and they captured that market, because once any company entered into the market, they are trying to capture the market share. In the similar manner, the profession should also capture the market. When they will capture the market, whenever the reforms are happening, first they have to digest, they have to understand and digest, then that information is to be encashed. Then only it is an opportunity. Otherwise, simply listening, leave it like that, it is not an opportunity. So definitely, to my knowledge is concerned, 100%, this is a good opportunity for the CMS in the coming days. Not too far away, because already the acts are enacted, that codes are enacted September 2020 only. Because now the pandemic problem is there. Otherwise, by this time, even RERA Act also initially state governments are resisted, and most of the governments they have implemented RERA Act also. So in the similar manner, definitely it will be implemented, and this is one value addition, particularly the profession. Definitely it will give us some cushion or comfort to the CMS.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Prasad, for your concluding remarks. We'll be looking forward for having such program in the next month also.
Okay.
And for that, we request all the attendees to please keep watch. So what is the next webinar to be organized by our BFSI department? Till then, please stay safe. Have a very positive thought process in your mind, so that we can ultimately win over the devastation of COVID-19, what is going on. And we are confident that we shall be winning over, and we shall bring again our lives into the joyful days. Thank you. With this, I request I thank our coordinator of this program, Srimati Bindu Roy, for giving all support and all the IT skills support to us. And with this, I request our coordinator being done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.